I'm going to attempt to present elements of the Detroit Lions offense, concepts they used under offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, be they run or pass. Maybe some discussion of when or why I think they're using those concepts at a particular time. I chose to begin this study, and I think it'll be at least 3 parts, with I guess what some would call an old school run concept, the trap concept. And I don't think that everyone necessarily knows what it is, so I'll show multiple examples. The first one's going to be a touchdown run by Jamal Williams. Ben Johnson's run game, I thought, is very diverse, very creative. I think he mixes up zone and gap, what some people call gap concepts, expertly. Out formations people at times, uses Amon-Ra St. Brown as a blocker in brilliant ways sometimes. And in part 2 of this video series, I'll show a couple of examples of that I think will do a better job than the ones in this series. The trap play is what I'm going to show first. I'll show a typical trap play, and then what I call, or what some people call, Wham trap near the end. I did share these on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, feel free to check them out there if you wish. Trap concept here, they're going to be kicking out the D end on the bottom side of the screen here. Seahawks are in a 4-2-5 nickel alignment, so position-wise, this might be a D end or an outside linebacker on their depth chart, but in any case, it's the guy at the end man in the line of scrimmage getting kicked out, creating a wall inside of that defender, and then kicking him out, basically creating a big old seam for Jamal Williams to run through. I'll pause it so you can see the wall that I'm referring to. Sorry, I missed it. Okay, right about here, you've got a wall of 3 Lions. The right tackle, presumably right guard, and the tight end. And then the kick-out block coming from the left guard. You'll generally get the end zone angle for these as well. So if you're unfamiliar with the terminology, trap is just leaving someone unblocked. Typically generally a 3-technique D tackle. Leaving them unblocked, letting them run upfield, letting them step upfield, and before they realize it, kicking them out, running the ball up underneath of them. Now, this is trap on a DN, which some people would just call kick, but generally, in my experience, kick is a fullback kicking out the DN and not a pulling offensive. Example of a trap concept, not necessarily the best one, nor is it the most unique one, because we were trapping a D end in that particular play. So one element of Ben Johnson's offense with the Lions is, I think, shotgun and under center stuff. There is some tendencies as far as run pass, but the concepts that he's running, at least run concepts, they are consistent across shotgun and under center alignments. So it doesn't necessarily give the defense a tell or a tip as to what's coming. Now, in this case here, they're going to trap the 3-technique D tackle to the top side of the screen. So he's going to be left unblocked initially. The left guard pulls. I think the running back takes this out the back door. So normally it's going to be run up under that kick out block. In this case, he takes this back out the back door. Just good vision. Sees the backside D tackle kind of fold over the top. Try to fold over the top. Cuts it off of him. And then the offensive lineman does a good job allowing the running back with that seal. All right, so here's the D tackle that's going to get left unblocked initially. You can see how quickly the left guard is out of his stance. I mean, he is ready to go before everyone else. Getting a nice kick-out block. We'll rewind it and let you see it a couple times. What does it do? It disrupts the thinking and the reaction of defensive linemen, whether it's a defensive end, whether it's a defensive tackle. Slows down their processing of what's happening, makes them wonder, how am I going to get blocked here? And when I show you the second version of trap here at the end, Wham trap, hopefully I'll be able to pull all that together so you can see what I mean. When left unblocked against the Detroit Lions as an interior defensive tackle, you have to wonder, am I getting a typical trap block, meaning getting kicked out like the ones I've shown you so far, or am I getting a Wham trap block, which I'll show you here in a moment. All right, 3-technique to the top side of the field. Again, you're getting a trap play. Pretty big gain by DeAndre Swift, who, of course, is gone from the Lions at this point. We'll rewind it and let you see it in a little bit slow motion. I like the influence nature of what he's doing, either with a tight end or with the front side guard. Hopefully, I'll show you the end zone angle of this one and you can see it yourself. Generally, he's running it to a 3-man surface, meaning guard, tackle, tight end. So in this case, for whatever reason, Jared Goff has Ask the tight end to flip sides. Running back is now on the, quote, wrong side, so he's got to flip him too. Moves him over to the other side to run the trap to this side. Maybe it's a pretty wide 3. I guess some people call that a 4-eye, but I don't think he's playing a 4-eye technique. But the point is, watch the influence that these guys give in terms of making it look like they're stepping to the defensive tackle and then instead working pretty much directly up to the linebacker level. Kick out block by the right guard on the pull. Nice little bounce out by Swift. Cool concept. Seen it around for a long time. My first experience with the trap concept was facing wing T teams that will run 24 or 26 trap. You may or may not have experience with this concept. It's timeless. You know, putting defensive ends, defensive tackles in conflict mentally. You think zone read. In some cases, it's been around forever. Leave them unblocked, kick them out. And the Detroit Lions have even shown that they'll run it in 3rd and 7. Nice view here, if you ask me, of a tackle trap play. I think that's Penei Sewell playing right tackle. He's going to pull and kick out this D end on our right. The defense is right, the offense is left. And you can see the seam that's created there for the running back to run up in. I'm not talking about running back steps here. Sometimes you get a slight counter step. Sometimes you get a delay. All right, moving on to what I think was week 2. Another tackle trap. Except this one's going to be a log, meaning the D end is going to wrong arm or attempt to wrong arm, and Sewell is going to wrap him or log him, and you can see him fight to get his hips to the outside. I hope I give you the end zone angle of this. It's a very short gain, don't get me wrong. Let me pull this one back. So instead of like some of the Eagles defenders where the D end's, kind of getting upfield before trying to box in a little bit, this D end goes down the line and kind of wrong arms it. So Sewell, instead of kicking him, kind of wraps around him, log blocks him, gets to the outside. Basically, Sewell is reading the block just like a running back would, or excuse me, just like a quarterback would if he was going to give the ball on the option or keep it based off of the D end's reaction. This one I think might be misblocked, but maybe there's someone in the comment section who'd be willing to offer more in-depth or detailed understanding of it. I'm not saying you can't trap a zero technique nose tackle, but to me it looks like the guard should be blocking down on the zero technique, and they should be trapping. They are trapping that zero nose tackle who you can hardly see. I feel like they should be trapping this guy, but if memory serves, what I think you get here is a double, and then they leave this nose unblocked, and basically you're getting what looks like counter, where the left tackle ends up being the kick-out block on this nose. I'm not quite sure that I explained that super well, to be honest with you, so I'll run it in slow motion so you can see it. You got an unblocked nose tackle getting into the backfield. Usually not a good idea to put your quarterback, especially one getting paid as much as Jared Goff and any NFL starting quarterback gets paid, to put him in a position where the nose tackle, a zero technique, is absolutely unblocked. I believe they've misblocked this. I don't think they should be leaving a zero technique nose tackle and this guy unblocked. I think the right guard should be blocking down here, down here. I think you should get a pull and a kick, and then really it would end up being, a wrap by the second guy through on the counter. But in any case, they end up trapping the zero. The left tackle does a pretty good job of it, if you believe what I'm saying. However, they do leave the inside linebacker 55 unblocked. Sewell was able to get a piece of him, and then they flip Jamal Williams. In any case, it's another trap concept. Cool play. Again, you got a 3rd and 7 here where this is the next play, by the way. 3rd and 7 where I think Jared Goff is checking to this trap call on a 3rd and 7. Typically in the NFL or high-level college football, you're getting past 98% of the time. In this case, it's a 3rd and 7. It's a cool check by Jared Goff, but they end up kind of running this D tackle upfield, stemming this D end inside, and he disrupts the whole damn thing. Fortunate for Washington, if you saw the end zone angle of this, you would see there's a big old seam there off the left side, what essentially is A-gap. Another element to this in terms of the trap is Ben Johnson and the Lions are generally running this to the 3-man surface side, meaning to the tight end side. Big gain, as you can see, against Seattle in week 4. Let's pull this back to the beginning so you can see what I mean. Hopefully, I don't know if I show you the end zone angle of this one. Three-man surface means tight end, tackle, guard, whereas on the other side, you only have left guard and left tackle. At least one of the tendencies I think I've seen so far is he's generally running this to the three-man surface. That's not uncommon. There's a lot of people who won't run trap to the weak side. For us, we always felt like it was a weak side play, but in most over front defenses where you're getting a 3 technique to the strong side and a 1 away, you're not going to run it back to that 1 technique side. In this case, Seattle is in a what some people, or at least what I have been taught, is an underfront, meaning you got a 3 technique to the weak side away from the tight end, and then to the tight end you've got a 1, in this case like a 4 head up, and then a wide 9 who's kind of apexed because of the tight alignment of that second or third wide receiver. In any case, kicking out the D end, running back reads it perfectly, cuts it to the backside. Classic trap play, generally leaves a 3 technique unblocked and kicks him out. In some of these examples, you're seeing the Lions leave a D end unblocked and kick him out. Okay, one of my favorite ones, Wham trap. Old school 80s concept, straight out of like the Joe Gibbs playbook. Wham trap. They're actually going to leave both D tackles unblocked off the snap. And then to this downside, the concept you're getting is basically a Jill concept, but that's a topic for another video. Jill means someone to the outside of the tackle inserts into what is normally the B gap and blocks a second level defender. In this case, it ends up basically being like a fold block where the left tackle is taking the D end out, and the H or the tight end or Y, whatever you want to call it, is wham blocking the D tackle. So he's trapping the D tackle down and creating a down block wall in this case. And I do give the end zone angle of this one. You can see huge gain, touchdown saving tackle, I believe, there by Eagles DB. That's the D tackle that's going to be unblocked. However, this tackle is unblocked as well. The scheme is very cool and intricate. The timing of it will probably look unusual to some of you if you haven't watched the end zone angle of plays a whole lot. But you can see that you've got 2 D tackles unblocked, the play side D tackle and the backside D tackle. So I'll draw it up. You're getting fold out or step out, wham trap by the tight end on this D tackle. Then over to the other side, you're getting a pull and a kick on this D tackle. And you can see the scene that is created. Really cool play. Hope you guys like it. Wham trap. Intricate looking blocking scheme. You can see gets the offensive lineman out to the linebacker level, get some free releases. That's one of the things I can still hear an old D-line coach saying in my ear is, you can't let you can't let the offensive lineman have a free release up to the second level. This is creating confusion and hesitation in D tackles and D ends. I'm only showing film from weeks 1 through 4, to be honest with you, but here's another example of the wham trap. That tight end that you see the arrow spot shadowed on is going to wham trap this D tackle while they're trapping 95 down to the bottom side. Ends up being not a huge gain. The running back kind of slips down. I think the Lions O-line is unable to pick up or stay on. I think it's this linebacker right here. But you can see what's happening. Look at the second level. You got a great setup for an awesome play. You got the wham trap on the D tackle, stepping out with, I believe, the left tackle. Huge seam for DeAndre Swift to run through. Unfortunately, the Lions are unable to control the linebackers, and Swift ends up, not taking it downhill. Like, again, I can still hear coaches saying, stay tight to the wall, run trap downhill. In any case, that's one of the concepts that Ben Johnson relies on a lot. Under center or in shotgun, trap concept, sometimes the wham trap. I will show you some formations of his. I intend to do a pretty in-depth study of Ben Johnson's offense. I'm a Ravens content creator, but I can't really do this, to be honest with you, for the Ravens offense because, well, that would require showing college film because their current offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, was the offensive coordinator at Georgia. So I'm not going to show college film on my channel. I will show a significant number of plays and concepts and formations from Ben Johnson's offense with the Detroit Lions in 2022, where I think they averaged 26 points per game. And in my opinion, their diverse run attack and then the play action concepts built off of it was one of the major factors. Appreciate you guys checking the video out. If you've enjoyed the video and you've watched this long, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you really want to help my videos get more reach, please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it on social media to help the video get more reach.